Hello and welcome to this video where we are going to show you exactly how to write a passing open response item on your upcoming Foundations of Reading exam. So if you need to take and pass this exam, you're going to want to stick around until the end. In this lesson, I'll be walking you through one complete top scoring response, paragraph by paragraph, so you will have the framework equipped to write a passing response on exam day. Now, before we dive in, I want to let you know that this video is proudly presented by foundationsofreading.com. Just go there, click the link in the description below, or visit us at our website to get all prepped for your upcoming Foundations of Reading exam. Make passing this test easy. All right, just note that our full program includes diagnostic exams, AI-graded written responses, practice tests, study guides, flashcards, and matching vocabulary exercises. So, without further ado, let's begin. Now, in order to pass, write a passing response on your Foundations of Reading exam constructed response section, you need to know what you're being scored against. So we need to study the rubric. Now, notice here that you can see on the screen that there are 4 major criteria that the test administrators are going to be looking and grading your constructed response from. And it ranges from a score of 1 through 4. And as you can see here, there are 4 sections. So each one that you accomplish, you get 1 point. So let's go ahead and take a look at what these say. We have purpose, subject matter knowledge, support, and rationale. Now, in order to score 1 in the purpose section, you are going to have to include a response that fully achieves the goal of the assignment. So make sure that you completely address everything that the question asks you and that you don't miss or skip any sections. Second is the subject matter knowledge, that you can demonstrate your ability to use professional, field-specific educational terms such as, self-monitoring, concepts about print, vowel teams, all of the vocabulary that makes you stand out and look like a professional educator. The third section that you're graded against is about support. Now, every claim is backed by specific evidence from the exhibits. Now, on test day, you're likely to receive a constructed response that provides you with 2 exhibits. Those might be a teacher journal, might be a student journal, might be a student completed worksheet. It might be some notes from the teacher. It could be a dialogue between the teacher and the parents at a parent-teacher conference, the teacher and the student during a running record. But what you want to do is you want to back up your claim using support from the prompt that you're given. And then fourth is rationale. And in this section, you're going to explain why the strategy that you selected will help this specific student. So not just a general strategy, but you are going to select an instructional reading strategy that directly and explicitly addresses the need of the student that is listed or spoken about in the prompt. All right. Make sure that you take a screenshot of this. Also, all of this information is well addressed in our full prep program at foundationsofreading.com. All right. Next up, let's actually go through this step by step. So this looks similar, but as you can see, we have purpose here, which we just talked about. And then if we click to the next slide, we have this is your bullet 1. This is bullet 2. This is bullet 3. This is bullet 4. And really, each of these represents not only just a bullet point, but really a paragraph. So in order to really get that maximum score, for your first paragraph, you are going to want to identify one specific strength. Now, we see this word Maya here, and the reason is because here at Foundations of Reading, this is inside our test prep program, and as you can see, we have 8 different constructed responses, and so this constructed response has a fictitious student named Maya inside, and we can look at the prompt, but that's not what this video is about. This video is how to actually address or how to write a response. But just keep in mind that Maya is a student that we made up in our first constructed response practice for all of our students going through our prep program here at foundationsofreading.com. All right, so we just added this specifically for Maya. Now, but what you want to do is you want to identify the one specific strength that the student demonstrates. So in the prompt that you're given on test day, you will receive, like I said, 2 exhibits, and there will be both strengths and needs. And you're going to have to identify that oftentimes by recognizing patterns of either accomplishment, which is the strength, or in paragraph 2, or of error. So if you see while reading the prompt on test day that the student repeatedly makes a similar error 2 or more times, that is more than likely what the test administrators are looking that you are able to identify. So in paragraph 2, you're going to want to identify the need that the student demonstrates. And of course, make sure that it's about their reading skills, because this is an instructional strategy exam that tests your knowledge for reading skills. All right, so all right, now in the 3rd paragraph, this is all about the strategy, and in this paragraph you are going to describe an appropriate instructional strategy that would be used in order to supplement or fill in the gap that the student has shown a need of. So in paragraph 1, you demonstrate your ability to identify the need that the student has. And paragraph 3 builds off what you wrote down in paragraph 1. And then similarly, paragraph 4 is your explanation, your rationale, where you explain why the instructional strategy that you described would actually help this student. So if the student, for example, has a difficulty with reading rate, remember that would be a fluency issue, and you would identify the correct instructional strategy that matches reading rate. Okay, now what I would like to do next, and if you would like, you take a screenshot here. This is the first written response here at our full prep program, and you can just take a look. You just take a screenshot or just pause the video, read the prompt, and then down below, what you're going to do is complete the assignment, and we're actually going to type in the response, make sure that it's between 150 to 300 words in length, and then we'll click this submit for grading, and we'll see how we did. Now, on exam day, just note that one more time, the way that this will look is that you will identify one strength, identify one need. You will take the need and describe an instructional strategy that will fit the need of the student. So what the teacher should do in order to fill in that gap where the student has a lacking of knowledge right now. And then 4th is explain why the instructional strategy that you selected will actually help this student that's who is within the prompt. So here is the first strength, and just take a look again. You can pause the video and read this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the copy button, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to paste this in. Now, like I said, you want to make each bullet point really a paragraph. And the reason is because if there are 4 items to complete, and you have 4 paragraphs, that will make grading your essay easier for the people who do the scoring, and anytime that you can make their life better, you're going to want to do that so that they hopefully can find the answers faster and give you a better grade. All right, now in the 2nd paragraph, this is where I identified Maya's needs. So again, I'm just going to right click, I'm going to copy, but what you'll want to do is pause the video and read through this and notice how I am using professional educator language to make sure and showcase my expertise and my readiness to get the keys to my own classroom and be a professional teacher. And then 3rd part is the strategy and why the instructional strategy would be appropriate for this student, Maya. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to make another paragraph. And then lastly, we have paragraph 4. where we actually provide our rationale for the reason this instructional strategy is correct for the need, right? So, and then here we go. And what I'm going to do is just click submit for grading, and our AI essay grader is scoring on a rubric of 1 through 4, just like what you'll receive on test day. And while it's doing that, let's just make sure that we have all of these 4 parts. So this is just what I copy and pasted, section 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go back over and see if it's complete. All right, great. Now, here we got a 4 out of 4, which is absolutely excellent, and the reason is provided. So this provides you with individualized feedback on the response that you gave. So just note that what if I only copied, or what if I only wrote this first section, and I'll just reload the page and we can go back to response 1. If I only submitted the first paragraph, look at that, it's a 1 out of 4, right? So this AI essay checker is absolutely wonderful for actually checking if your writing skills are up to par for the real Foundations of Reading exam. Now, in case you want to make studying, preparing, and passing simple, make sure that you click the link in the description below or visit us at foundationsofreading.com for all of your test prep needs. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in future videos.